morning and welcome to another exciting edition of the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic Television Network. My sports personality owner of the show. Today we're going to take a look at the one man that has done Nigerian proud, that has done victory with Eyimba Football Club. What could be the My Zoom guests don't come.
From life across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, social economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas season! Hooray! A time to make merry with loved ones, a time to give thanks, and a time to be a blessing. May your holidays and beautiful moments. From all of us in Morrison Communications Limited, Wish 99.5 FM.
Only on ATN.
Welcome back. It's the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic. Kadri Ikana. And of course, you want to know more. Kadri Ikana is the first Nigerian CAF Champions League winning coach. Of course, he did that with Eyimba Football Club down here in the Nigerian League. And since then, no Nigerian team has been able to win the CAF Champions League. It's 20 years now. And of course, we're going to take Kadri Ikana, the man, of course, you know so well. Emmanuel Michael, good morning. And welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Personality Show.
Yeah, good morning to you, Kingsley, and good morning to our viewers out there. Great to be here once more to do this with you. And it's another edition of the show where we are able to Premier Football League, to be precise, and also the coaches that Nigeria have been able to churn out over the years. I think this man stands, tall in the order out there. And it's a great pleasure as we bring you everything about this man, talking about Kadri Ikana, a man who won the first CAF.
More to say about Kadri. We hope, of course, we'll get him on the show for him to also share his thoughts, his view about on the 31st of December in 1951. So this is his month already.
Sure.
And that's why we're also looking at him. He was born, of course, in Ilorin. Ikana is, of course, is the Nigerian football coach and former player who last managed, Kano Pillars. Michael, of course, this is a man that was born at 1951, like I said, and presently is 71 years old. Talking about, Kadri Kana.
I think for me, I want to start from when he was born and where he was born, talking about Ilorin. I think it's a place where he spent much to his background. We were able to discover that his family lineage, they have this passion for Bendel Insurance. Now, right now, the environment is very conducive for him because he will feel at home because of the rich different clubs out there, and he continue to make a mark. So for me, like I said earlier, that is why they still hold him in a high esteem because of what he was able to bring to the Bendel Insurance.
Bendel Insurance, of course, one team that Kadri Kana had an impressive time. But we'll try to take a short break now. We'll come back. I'll try to see if we can get Peter Abaje on the show this morning to tell us more about Kadri Kana, because he's one man that really followed, Kadri Kana, of course.
Thanks, and a time to be a blessing. May your holiday season be filled with joy, laughter, and beautiful moments. From all of us in Morrison Communications Limited, Wish 99.5 FM and Atlantic Television Network.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas season, hooray! A time to make merry with loved ones, a time to give thanks, and a time to be a blessing. May your holiday season be filled with joy, laughter, and beautiful moments. From all of us in Morrison Communications Limited, Wish 99.5 FM and Atlantic Television Network, we wish you a Merry Christmas full of amazing experiences. Cheers to a beautiful year end.
Welcome back as the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic Television Network. Of course, we're trying to see if we can. Good morning to you and welcome to ATN Sports Personality Show. All right. Mr. Peter, we're taking a look at the life of Kadri Kana on the show this morning. I know you really followed him during his playing days. Can you tell us, a bit, about, his early life and as well how he started, football as a sport? Mr. Peter, are you there?
It was always a thing of very, very clear on paper that was put go out there to play for Ghana. All of the people like people and from not of that work people for that for also that for our players and get back to tell it. That's of this. Tell to drop as Christian and on as good yes on element because here for example we are for me I can't a very strong for Nigeria and better for top 5 where you say that all players don't recognize our athletes well out of all. I should think that by now government better restaurant don't have so on that okay or somewhere around the stadium. I should think that local of paper photo at some point some of that aspect to be that champion for Nigeria. Because I think somewhere there was not I somewhere the Nigeria of everyone will be that out and this effort of NSS the fire right now. They should stop to the second this whole direction of players because it will encourage for great younger players and also this let us retire and also manage national team on a 3 or 30 group possible we have to learn how to sell it our home. This is the object of the survey.
All right, a bit of struggle down there, trying to comprehend or playing for them, of course, in the World Cup as well. Was such an impressive feat, of course, for the man. But Michael, he actually coached a lot of Nigerian Premier Football League side as well. You talk about Imba Football Club. We have the BBC Lions, you know, as at then, you know. We saw him, of course, being managers, you know, for this team. The likes of Kano Pillars as well. He was once, you know, the coach down there, and a lot of MPFL teams. But I don't know if you've actually followed up. What do you make of his time, you know, with those teams?
Yes, his time with those teams, I would say they were he had a good time out there because coming at the back hill of being able to build a reputation for yourself while playing for the league as well and also playing for your country. I think as at that time he was like, you know, up there. He was a top-notch quality coach as at then because it's a blending club level. I think for me, with all of those experience put together, I think it was able to give him an edge while he picked up a coaching career with you know, the local teams that we have here. I think for me, starting from his career with Bendel Insurance, just like we said earlier, in the late 70s, was very instrumental while playing there. And from there, you know, because of his good performances, he was drafted into the Nigerian national team, and he was part of that, you know, squad of the 80s that actually, you know, lifted the Nations Cup. You know, I know what it is for you to be part and parcel of the rules, the whole thing. When you feel that you are not pretty much motivated, you know, I think you don't give a honor, you know, to any players out there. And whenever you get opportunity to, you know, be on the jersey, done on the green and white jersey of Nigeria, I mean, you know, you give out your best out there on the pitch of play. And for me, it was boiled down to his good performances on the league. Why I think for me, I would say that he has the best part of his playing career here at home with, you know, Benden Insurance. Going to other teams, yeah, take 1 or 2 marks out there, but then, you know, a team that, you know, welcomes you, a team that receives you, a team that honors you and carries you as their king, you always have that affiliation and a soft spot for them. And I think for me, that went a whole long way to help mold his career before he went before at least he resigned and pick up the job of trying a coach of some of these local clubs out there. And for me, he did pretty well with most of these teams out there. But worthy of note is his time with Enyimba United. I think we can't forget that.
Enyimba FC, you mean?
I mean, Enyimba FC. I think we can't forget the marks he was able to make out there, because prior to his him being drafted as the Enyimba coach, no Nigerian club side had ever lifted the CAF Champions League. And for me, as a giant of Africa, when you talk about football, it is something quite not understand that have won the CAF Champions League. Something looks very embarrassing, but Coach Ekana came into the fray and he was able to change that narrative, and that is why today you can't talk about Nigerian club side football without mentioning Enyimba. Why do Enyimba come into the mix? Is because of the fact they are the first club to lay their hand on the CAF Champions League, and also went on to win so many domestic laurels. And he, talking about Kadri Ekana here, was very, very instrumental into building that fine face, into building that image of Enyimba that we are hearing today. Nigeria, I think I would say that he had a bit of success as a player and a bit of success as a coach as well, because national team coach of the Super Falcons. So for me, I think all of these are success. So I will say that totally he had a successful time as a player, he had a successful career as a player, and also had a successful career as a coach.
Let's get into the main reason why we're talking about Ekana today. It was actually his time at the Enyimba Football Club, especially in 2000. And 3, where he helped them to win the CAF, Champions League.
A whole lot of players that they were on the list of the national team in a roster. Whenever Super Eagles is heading for major competition or they want to play a game, you must have at least 2, 3 of Enyimba players out there. It tells you the quality that at the end of the whole month, your stipends is guaranteed, your salaries are paid as at when due, and your match bonuses, allowances, you get them. And again, you stand a chance of winning a major trophy in a season. This is the qualities that Enyimba had as at then. So for me, I think the financial backing of the then governor, talking about Ojus Okano, and the quality of players that they had, and the organizational structure that they had as well, and the coach then, talking about Kadri Ekana, who was very much experienced, somebody who has applied his trade within the league as a player. You must be able to know the nooks and crannies, you must be able to know the onus, what it takes to become a champion, and that is why he was able to bring all this wealth of experience to bear. And that, and for me, these are some of the reasons or factors that were able to propel Enyimba and Kadri Ekana as at then 2003, to become so victorious that every player plying their trade here want to wish to tell our clubs here, because if you don't have the best legs here in our league, to be able to compete, for the CAF Champions League or any other CAF organized competition, then we have a problem. When you get to the likes of Al Ahly, and the culture and tradition, they are paid as at when due. Their salaries are being taken care of. Deserve to be on the touchline for a certain professional clubs here in Nigeria. These are some of the questions we need to ask. But then, like I said, we need to talk about this in some other time. And again, the welfare of the players.
Them, of course, winning the CAF Champions League as well. But you take a look at these days, you hardly see fans, come to the stadium to watch MPFL matches. What has gone wrong?
Everything has gone wrong. Everything has gone wrong. In the area of sensitization, it has gone wrong. We used to know back then, in the days, in the early 70s and 80s, where good players out there, their posters goes viral within a city. You get to know the names of your player on the club side which you support. I mean, BCC, Lions, name them. These are great names when you talk about Nigerian club side, and they have passionate they want to secure their life, and that is why. Then again, club management, they are not doing enough in the area of publicity. I mean, then there is this chewing gum, which name I don't want to mention the name here, that whenever we buy the chewing gum, as at then, when I was still a kid, when I unfold that chewing gum packet, I mean, you get to feel the pulse of your local players. When you go